Hello, everyone. Good evening and wishing all of you a very, very happy Independence Day. Welcome to the session, everyone. Hi, Sia. Hello, Ritik. Namaste, Sushri. कैसे हो आप सब? Good to see all of you join in, guys. Sorry for the disruption yesterday because the weather and the power and there were a lot of things not going my way, so I was not able to take the session yesterday. But today we are all set to discuss the VARC section of this AIMT. Okay, so before we start off, guys, आप में से कितने लोगों ने ये AIMT दिया है? Sushri, Sia, Ritik, everyone, did you give the AIMT, guys? बताइए, क्योंकि today, guys, we're going to do an analysis of the entire paper of the VRC section, of course, and all the questions, the passages, as well as the RC, as well as the VA section. Okay, hello, Ruma. Good evening, guys. Welcome to the session. चलिए शुरू करते हैं. Okay, so before we start off with the AIMT, this is good, Sia. You attempted it, very good. So, guys, before we start off with the AIMT analysis, this is a great gift from all of us to you on this Independence Day. This is the biggest prize drop ever on the course, which is the Cat and Umets pack, which you're getting at only rupees 6,999. All you have to do is apply the code CORE MBA and subscribe, and this is part of the Azadi Ka super sale. Okay, and if you subscribe, there's also an exclusive offer कि you can get up to 100% cash back, okay, provided you get a blackie call or your next preparation, your next attempt is on us. Okay, so today is the last date for this offer, so please make sure that you read the terms and conditions and apply soon. Okay, चलिए guys, let's get started. ठीक है, मैंने 2 RC किया था and VA full. Okay, 13 correct and 2 incorrect. Good accuracy, Sia. That's really good accuracy. तो अगर आपकी accuracy ऐसे maintain हो रही है और build हो रही है, you can push the envelope a little, probably take on that third RC. तो वो आपको, अगर आप practice में भी 3 RCs integrate करोगे ना, so in the examination also you'll be able to do that. Okay. अच्छा, कोई glitch था? आया ही नहीं. Arey, okay, don't worry, Sushri. The questions are here, and let's get started. Okay, so guys, the first passage that I'm going to take up now is this passage which was there on magnetism. ठीक है, तो ये था regarding how the compass, came about. कैसे कैसे उसमें evolution हुआ, कहाँ से शुरू हुआ, then finally where. And then it talks about today's GPS systems. So it was an easy read. Okay, there was not a lot of difficulties in this passage. And guys, one thing that you would have noticed in this AIMT was the entire RC question gamut. Okay, that is, all the questions in RC were critical reasoning based. Okay, that shows the importance of critical reasoning. Okay, तो चलिए पहले इस passage को थोड़ा सा skim and scan कर लेते हैं, and then we'll move on directly to the questions. Okay, so this passage I'm going to highlight the important parts because I'm assuming that you would have read it or you would have gone through the paper. Okay, so this passage basically was on magnetism. Okay, it was basically talking about, it started off with the Greeks and the Chinese. Okay, कि उन्होंने कैसे बनाकर, how they had these south pointing spoons. Okay, and they used to, this used to help them with navigation. This was the genesis of the compass or the birth of the compass. While some regard this as the genesis of the compass, they basically talk about these traditional practices, which was initially on the spiritual lines, but later, they were used as compasses for navigation. Okay, and by the 1100s, both Chinese and European navigators were employing compasses to chart their maritime journey. So maritime journey basically means their journey on the sea. So they started using these compasses. Okay, the use of compasses in China predates this period. Now there was a confusion कि कौन लाया पहले compass, but according to the author over here, it says that the use of the compass by the Chinese predates. मतलब Chinese, the people of China basically came up with it a lot before. So the origin, the question of the compass's origin remains debated. There is no clear-cut answer. Some say it has Chinese roots, some say it has European roots. तो वो clear नहीं है. Okay, कि ये compass मतलब पहले कौन, who came up with this. Next, the earliest compasses were rudimentary, comprising a magnetized needle floating in water. Now you don't have to worry too much about the specifics ki water mein tha, kaise tha, needle kahan tha, all of this. No, focus mainly on the opinions. So it says the earliest compasses were rudimentary. They were very basic. They were very simple. Okay, फिर धीरे 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 advance होता गया. Now what did they do? Needle on a card and all of that. Don't worry about the specifics again. Okay, just take the main ideas and move along. Okay, so initially compasses served as backup navigation. So initially it was not like, okay, this is mainly used या सिर्फ compass के basis पे वो करते थे. Initially compasses were just backup devices. Their main focus was, you know, they used to focus on the celestial bodies and the territorial landmarks. मतलब जैसे स्टार का पोजिशन हो गया वगैरह. और जब ये celestial bodies या terrestrial landmarks clear नहीं होते थे, then they would make use of the compasses. Okay, when these were obscured or when these were unclear, then compasses were used. Okay, and then consequently it talks about, you know, the development. It also talks about the problems which came in, you know, because ships were made from iron and steel, so new challenges aane lag gaye because of the magnetic property of the materials, and then they made, you know, changes in that as well. So basically it's talking about the evolution of your compasses, and then towards the end they basically talk about the use of the GPS technology, जहाँ पे of course ये सारे problems हट चुके हैं. Hello Neelu, welcome to the session. So finally the author says, okay, the compass's impact on global navigation has been profound, facilitating exploration and maritime trade. ठीक है, और इसके कारण काफ़ी सारा एक्सप्लोरेशन हुआ, काफ़ी सारा एक्सपेंशन हुआ, काफ़ी सारा ट्रेड हुआ, ग्लोबल इंटरेक्शंस हुए. इसके कुछ नेगेटिव कॉन्सिक्वेंसेस भी थे, जैसे डिजीज प्रोलिफरेशन और डिजीज का स्प्रेड. बिकॉज इफ़ यू आर एक्सपेंशन हो रहा है, एक्सप्लोरेशन हो रहा है, इफ़ यू आर गोइंग टू meet with people from other parts of the world, of course diseases भी spread होंगे, and colonization भी आया था, like India became a colony of the Britishers. तो कुछ positives भी थे, कुछ negatives भी थे, but at the end of it he basically talks about underscoring the multifaceted implications of this navigational innovation. Okay, and it says it still continues to influence us, and there are a lot of implications, or there are a lot of benefits of this navigation technique. So it was a very simple, easy to read passage. Let's move on to the questions. If you have a look at the questions, guys, they are purely based on strengthening, weakening, critical reasoning questions. So this is a reminder to all of you guys that you have to sharpen your critical reasoning skills. And अगर आप हमारे courses भी देखेंगे, so this is just a snapshot of the course that I have designed and we are running on our paid batches. So अगर आप देखोगे, I have covered all of these topics, be it strengthening, weakening of argument, assumption, inference, conclusion, parallel reasoning, exception questions, which are again very popular. So guys, please make sure that you subscribe and you start going through these lessons, because trust me, after the shift in the paper, most of these questions that are going to come your way are going to be critical reasoning based, and you need a lot of practice when it comes to these question areas. Okay, let's start with the first question. Which of the following statements would most strengthen the author's argument regarding the compass's impact on exploration? So अगर हम देखेंगे, this was the keyword, and we know that we came across this keyword. Hello Mudli, we came across this keyword in the last para. Okay, so guys, quickly I want you to answer this question. चलो, जिन्होंने किया है बताओ आपने क्या आंसर मार्क किया था, जिन्होंने नहीं किया है, okay, just read this para once. I'll take you to the question and you have to tell me the answer. Okay, come on. Facilitating exploration, maritime trade. Come on, guys. Global interactions. It also had certain negative consequences. It still continues to influence contemporary or modern global relationships. Okay, so this was the para. ऋतिक, मुरली, नीलू, सिया, सुश्री, रुमा, बताइए गाइस. अच्छा, ये है क्वेश्चन Now tell me. Come on. Then I'll start with the explanation. Come on. Yeah, these are the options. Come on, everyone. Elimination technique is the key. Okay, Ruma says 2, Murli says B. Okay, the compass was used solely for maritime navigation and had no effect on land exploration. This is incorrect. Okay, it of course had, it's very clearly given. 3 says many navigational tools have since replaced the compass, making it less significant today. No, it's not less significant today. It says contemporary usage bhi hai. The compass was developed in response to the dangers. The word dangers over here is incorrect. So what is your answer? It was crucial explorers to venture into unknown territories. Correct. So that's why the answer option over here is 2. Wonderful. Very good, guys. Very good. Chaliye, next question पे चलते हैं. What inference can be made regarding the relation between compass and human understanding of navigation? Okay. Come on, guys. Again, try this out. Come on, everyone. Second question on your screens. Come on. Ritik, Murli, Sia, everyone, guys. Come on. Chaliye. Easy to eliminate, guys. What do you think? First one says the compass has consistently guided human understanding of navigation without any major challenges. ये गलत है. We read ना कि जब iron and steel वाले ships introduce हुए थे, challenges आए थे. Navigators rely solely on compasses, disregarding other methods. No. Celestial bodies, territorial landmarks भी use होते हैं. The introduction of the compass prompted a deeper exploration. Correct. Wonderful. Again, the entire passage justifies option 3. It has stagnated or stopped. No, in fact, अभी तो और strides हो रहे हैं, अभी तो और inventions हो रहे हैं. For example, the GPS. Correct. So, guys, answer option is 3. Wonderful. Very good. Chaliye, next question. Come on. So, wonderful, guys. Come on. Which of the following best describes the author's viewpoint regarding the relation between technology and navigation? Author's viewpoint. So this is from the perspective of the author. चलिए. Always make sure कि आप हर option को उसके words अच्छे से देखें. You should have a line in the passage from the passage to support the answer. Yes, correct, Ritik. Very good. Come on. Technology has completely replaced traditional navigation methods, rendering compasses obsolete. मतलब compasses obsolete हो चुके हैं, redundant हो चुके हैं, अब use ही नहीं होते हैं. The integration of modern technology with traditional tools like the compass enhances navigational accuracy and effectiveness. Navigators today rely solely on GPS technology, solely GPS, indicating a lack of trust in traditional tools. Traditional navigation tools are not viewed as unnecessary. Are now viewed as unnecessary. See, guys, these words. The word solely here is incorrect. Unnecessary over here is incorrect. Completely replaced. Compasses are obsolete. No, compasses are still being used today. They are not solely relying on GPS. Right? Correct. So that's why the answer option over here is 2. They're going hand in hand, and that has enhanced the accuracy. Wonderful. Okay, let's go to the last question. Easy to do passage, guys. Come on. Last question. Based on the passage, which of the following statements, now ये आया आपका critical reasoning, strengthening and weakening. Come on. Would weaken the argument about compass's effectiveness. So this is saying compass is effective. You have to weaken it. Means saying that no, compass is not effective. But Murli, yeah, skimming and scanning would work, but not without answering. Maybe the passage could be written, like we can't rely on our general knowledge. Maybe the passage could be written by someone who's completely against this topic, and his views are not clear or justified. We never know. You could have one of those passages which you don't agree with, or which is not true according to GK. Come on, guys. Something which weakens the accuracy of compasses. Something which is negative about compasses. Something which says compasses are not effective. Very good. The answer option is 3, because ये बोल रहा है कि inaccuracy है. Inaccuracy है मतलब effective नहीं है. Okay, and but in the passage they've clearly given कि challenges आए थे, but then they've made technological advancements to adapt to this. Yeah, they are extreme. Correct. So answer option over here is 3. Wonderful. Okay, so guys, again, I'm reminding all of you, please make sure that, yeah, so the test was slightly on the easier side, Mudli, because we want as many students to be able to, get a chance at the scholarship. Please make sure, guys, that all of you go through critical reasoning. That is extremely, extremely important. Chaliye. Okay. This is the next passage. Yeah, see, skimming doesn't work on some passages because maybe those passages are not meant for skimming. Like I always say, there are passages, different passages give you different scope. Like kuch passages mein you can skim only 10%. Some passages mein you can skim up to 50% or 60%. Some passages mein you can skim up to 80%. Okay. These are on the apps here. So this is a part of the resolution batch, and right now the batch which is going on also, which is a Conquer IIM batch, which is a crash course batch. वहाँ पर भी, currently I'm dealing with critical reasoning and reading comprehension. So yeah, I would want all of you to join in these classes. Okay, chaliye guys. Next passage on your screens. Come on. I'm going to give you about 5 minutes, okay, to go through the passage. वो भी ज़्यादा है. It should be done in like 3 to 4 minutes. But chaliye, so 3 to 4 minutes of silence from my side. I'm sure Ritik will be very happy somewhere. And now go ahead, read the passage. Ritik, my classes are Tuesdays and Thursdays at 7 p.m. for the Conquer IIM batch. Okay. You can join Moodle. Like we had a RC basics class yesterday, and this Tuesday I'm going to put across a worksheet for all of them, and then we're going to have a discussion. Come on. Okay, guys, I'm going to stay quiet now. Quickly read through this, and then we'll come to the questions. Give you about 2-3 minutes. Come on, guys. When you want me to go to the next slide, let me know. Chaliye, guys. Come on. Come on, everyone. कुछ कीवर्ड्स हैं यहाँ पे जो थोड़े ट्रिकी लग सकते हैं. Okay, you didn't do this. ठीक है, I'll help you out. Done. Hello Ruby. चलिए नेक्स्ट स्लाइड पे चलते हैं. नेक्स्ट स्लाइड गाइस, क्विकली रीड थ्रू, देन आई ऑल्सो टेक यू थ्रू इट, पर एक बार आप लोग पढ़ के देखो. Yes, Murli, I think we've discussed this passage before. I think it could be present in your practice exercises on the app. Yeah, I think you were the one who also sent me doubts on this. I'm not sure. I don't remember, but I remember, going through this with for someone. Don't worry, Ritik, I'll explain. Maybe, the reading technique has to be changed then. The last slide. A good lesson on vocabulary as well, guys, this passage. Okay. Good evening, Sachin. Chaliye, guys. Okay, done? Now, I'll read this passage along with you for you. Matlab, I'll highlight the important points. See, the passage is basically about sleep and what philosophers' attitude is towards sleep. Okay. So, philosophers by and large have historically exhibited an aversion to engaging with the subject of sleep. So, they don't like it. They don't want to engage with it. Okay. Those who perceive the tools of philosophy as cultivating an unrelenting state of hyper-consciousness are naturally predisposed to treat sleep as a pernicious adversary. See, the sentence itself looks so complicated that students would get scared of it. But guys, I'm again and again reminding you, you don't have to become philosophers at the end of the day. That's not the goal of the paper setters. They just want you to understand the key words. Okay, so don't get too much, don't go too deep into the philosophical aspect of it. See, just try and understand the tone. Again, it says they treat sleep as a pernicious adversary. Pernicious again means something which is dangerous. Okay, they don't like it. They don't like to talk about it. Why do they not like to talk about it? because sleep serves as a potent or powerful reminder of our intrinsic vulnerability, that we are vulnerable, that we are weak. Also underscores the marginal role that cognition can sometimes occupy in our existence. Because sleep में आप aware नहीं रहते हो, right? There exists an apprehension or fear akin to contagion. Contagion मतलब contagious, कि मतलब सबको spread हो जाएगा वो fear. As if discourse on sleep might precipitate it. उनको लगता है कि अगर हम sleep के बारे में लिखेंगे, sleep के बारे में कुछ कहेंगे, तो लोग सो जाएंगे. ठीक है, मतलब they will fall asleep reading our work. जैसे उनको लगता है कि ये contagious है. Okay, that you will succumb to it. Yet, there exists no compelling reason. Now, this is the author's opinion. He says, ऐसा कोई ठोस कारण या कोई compelling reason नहीं है why they should refrain from contemplating its antipode, nor why philosophers priding themselves on metacognitive rigor should eschew an examination of a periodic interludes of compulsory cognitive dormancy. Now, this itself looks so intimidating to the students, right? अब इसका मतलब क्या है? Just see, I'll explain the sentence to you, of course, but as a reader in the exam, you will not have me there, right? You will not have a dictionary there. First of all, you have to improve your vocabulary. But again, guys, I'm reminding you, focus. Please do not, leave the entire passage or leave the entire para. What you don't understand, you leave only that. इतना तो आपको समझ में आएगा ना कि there's no compelling reason why they should refrain from. मतलब ऐसा कोई रीजन ऑथर को लगता नहीं है व्हाई दे शुड नॉट टॉक अबाउट स्लीप. इतना तो आपको पता चल गया होगा. एंड द ऑथर क्लियरली सेज कि इट इज कंपल्सरी कॉग्निटिव डॉर्मेंसी. डॉर्मेंसी मतलब इनएक्टिव पीरियड, मतलब स्लीप, जहां पे आपका माइंड सो जाता है, यू आर नॉट अवेयर. एंड द ऑथर सेज दैट्स इंपॉर्टेंट, दैट्स कंपल्सरी. ओके. However, philosophers are particularly perturbed by one form of sleep, or they are disturbed by one form of sleep, the slumber their own works might induce. मतलब जो sleep उनके कामों को पढ़ के लोग सो जाते. Okay, so their paragraphs and all of them, they would have spent so much time in framing their paragraphs, in framing their and that could create sleep. Okay, soporific state. Sopor means sleep. Guys, again, I'm pointing to all of you. All of these words we have discussed in our complete CAT vocabulary. I have taken you through perturbed. I have taken you through, let's say, the word sopor. We have done the root word sopor. We have done the root word turb. ये सारे के सारे words covered है. Cogn as a root word covered है. So if you're not able to understand the words, guys, you have to seriously go back to that playlist and go through it. Okay. Philosophers of integrity acknowledge that they cannot lament casting their pearls of wisdom before somnolent swine. Somnolent is again sleepy. They too have nodded off while pursuing the tomes of these philosophers. This entire para just mentions कि वो लोग डर रहे हैं. What if they sleep while reading our work? What if they sleep while going through the philosophies that these philosophers have written? Okay. Now, I speak as a humble participant in the field who on more than one occasion has succumbed to a drowsy stupor. So, author says, मैं भी सो चुका हूँ. जब मैंने इन लोगों के बारे में पढ़ा है, मैं भी सो चुका हूँ. Okay. And then he mentions so many people. There is Kant, there is Descartes, there is Locke, Leibniz, James Hill, all of this. So, guys, one more thing. Okay. Now, it basically refers to their collection of their works. Okay, now one thing is you can either read through all of this and you can get really bogged down by it, or you can know a smart technique is that this para talks about these people. Okay, and you also know the theme of this para. The theme of this para is basically the author is saying that when the author was reading these people, what did he feel? Or what happened to him? And there are many names mentioned here. So if there is a question on it, you can come back and read this para, right? So skim. Hi Arpit. Skim it. It's okay. Okay. Now, if there's a question on it, we'll come back and check. थोड़ा सा last line देख लेते. Descartes postulated that we never cease thinking or we never stop thinking, even in the deepest sleep, though we retain no memory of such thoughts upon waking, conveniently ad hoc. Descartes क्या बोल रहा है कि we never stop thinking. Even when we are sleeping, even when we are in our deepest sleep, even though when we get up, we don't have the memory. मतलब हमको याद नहीं रहता कि हम क्या सोच रहे हैं. But this passage is like that. It's contagious. So he says we never stop thinking. Okay. Now, if there's a question on their views, you come back and check. John Locke would hear none of it. मतलब John Locke did not believe in him. John Locke says नहीं ऐसा कुछ नहीं है. We do not think when we sleep. He says we do not think when we sleep. Okay. This one more guy has come now. Leibniz. He says Descartes was partially correct. We do think during dreamless sleeps, but such thoughts are unconscious. Now, what is the author's opinion then? I leave it to the reader to judge this philosophical dispute. Do we think or not think? But the unresolved nature of the debate offers yet another reason why most philosophers have prudently steered clear of the topic of sleep. Again, he says, कुछ मतलब decide नहीं होता है. तो इस एक और कारण ये है कि philosophers इस topic पे बात नहीं करना चाहते हैं because it's an indecisive topic. So guys, understand the technique and trust me, you will start getting all of these questions right. Okay. Author ने sleep के बारे में क्यों बताया? Okay, now what is the author's take? So the author starts by saying that philosophers don't want to talk about sleep. He mentions their reasons, but he says, I don't know why they don't want to talk about sleep. Then he mentions different people's opinions about this topic. He says he himself has fallen asleep many a times. Okay, and then at the end he says, I leave it to the reader. तुम judge करो कि do you think or not during your sleep. Honestly, there's no point of this entire passage because there's no conclusion. The entire passage is just written to understand or to just give his opinion on why or whether philosophers write, don't write, think, what is their opinion about sleep. Okay. Right. Now, which of the following statements, if true, would most weaken Descartes' view of the continuity of thought during sleep? Okay, यहाँ पे already mention कर दिया कि आपको क्या weaken करना है. What do you have to weaken? You have to weaken Descartes' view. What is Descartes' view? Descartes says that हम लोग sleep में भी सोचते हैं. You have to weaken it. Means you have to pick an option which says no, we do not think in our sleep. You have to pick an option which says we do not think in our sleep. Okay, very simple. Now you tell me. Just go through the options and tell me. Come on. He says people think during sleep. Thought continues during sleep. You have to weaken it and you have to show no, we do not think in our sleep. Okay, Murli says 3. What about the others? Weakening question में जो दिया है उसका उल्टा कर दो. He says continuity of thought. You have to select an option which says no continuity of thought. Very good. The answer option is 3 because 3 says brain activity ceases. It ceases entirely. Ceases matlab it completely stops, making it impossible for thought to occur. This says no thought can occur during sleep. Correct. Very good. So this weakens Descartes' view. Chaliye, next one. Which of the following scenarios would the author most likely agree with? So they've given you some hypothetical scenarios. You have to say which scenario is aligned with the author's view or is similar to the author's view. Come on, try this out. Chaliye guys, come on everyone. Come on, guys. Okay. See, guys, what do you think? 4, 2, or 3? No idea. Okay. Revisit 3 for sure. Okay, first I'll go through the options with you, then I'll help you revisit the right part of the passage. A philosopher deliberately avoids studying sleep in order to maintain a purely rational approach to human experience, seeing sleep as irrelevant. Now, what should you take? Avoid studying sleep, okay, and this he says it's rational because sleep is irrelevant. So you have to say whether the author feels that this is rational or not. They are avoiding sleep. Is it rational or not? And is sleep irrelevant? A philosopher spends years studying sleep in order to offer better, in order to better understand the unconscious mind, argues that sleep represents a higher form of cognition. A philosopher integrates sleep into their understanding of human existence, recognizing that states of mindlessness are as important to philosophy as conscious thought. This says it's important. It's important to philosophy. A philosopher believes that sleep can be harnessed as a tool for deepening intellectual engagement and incorporates dream analysis. Okay, this talks about dream analysis. Okay, and 2 says studying sleep in order to better understand the unconscious mind and to get a higher form of cognition. Okay, now first eliminate the words that you feel, first eliminate the option that you feel is completely irrelevant. See, passage में dream analysis के बारे में कुछ नहीं दिया है, and passage में author ने बिल्कुल नहीं बोला है कि sleep is irrelevant. Okay, right? So I'm eliminating 1 and 4, correct? So now your confusion is valid. Is it 2 or is it 3? Okay. So now I want you to revisit the passage. Whenever you're confused, revisit the passage. He clearly says there's no reason why the intellect should refrain from contemplating sleep. क्यों नहीं पढ़ना चाहते हो आप? There's no logical reason. You know, there's no compelling reason. The author clearly feels that they should study sleep or that they should at least talk about it. Okay, that philosophy and sleep is basically about connection with philosophy, right? So now, let's see what the answer option is. So guys, the answer option is C because, see, first of all, in B, sleep represents a higher form of cognition than wakefulness. This part is wrong. The author nowhere says that sleep mein we are more conscious or we are more aware than wakefulness. No, he does not say that. He just says that sleep भी important है, sleep को understand करना भी important है, and they should integrate it. So that's why the answer option is 3. ये part जो है कि wakefulness से भी ज़्यादा intelligent हम लोग sleep में होते हैं या aware हम लोग sleep में होते हैं, वो गलत है. The author does not believe in that. Okay, right, let's go to the next one. 7th one. Which of the following statements, if true, so if true means all of these are additional information, would most strengthen the author's view on why philosophers tend to avoid? So why they tend to avoid? Okay, we have to support that. Come on everyone, try this out. Chaliye. Come on guys. What do you think? 2 and 4. Recent studies show that sleep deprivation enhances creative thinking. Okay, ये बोल रहा है कि if you don't sleep, your creative thinking will improve. Okay. The vast majority of philosophers throughout history have not included sleep in their works because they view it as irrelevant. Sleep has historically been considered a passive activity, incompatible with the active engagement demanded by philosophical inquiry. Philosophers avoid sleep because it forces them to confront existential fears of nothingness, which most philosophers seek to deny. I did admit. आपने वापस भेजा. I'm not sure if I've checked it, but I did. If not, I will today. After the session, I'll reply to you. Okay. So guys, no. The answer option to this question is 3. Okay. Let's understand why it's 3. See. Sleep has historically been considered a passive activity incompatible with active engagement. Now, this is directly given in the first para. If you look at the first para, okay, this basically talks about here. Sleep serves as a potent reminder of our intrinsic vulnerability. Okay. Acha, okay, I'm really sorry, Sia. I'll go through it and I'll reply. Okay, for sure. Murli, I have replied to all your doubts. You're a little later, but I have replied to all of it. Nay, not busy, is not keeping well, but I will reply. Okay. Right. So this basically says sleep serves as a potent reminder to our, intrinsic vulnerability. See, that we become vulnerable. So if you have a look at this, it basically says, yeah, okay, it's a passive activity which is incompatible with active engagement. It shows that we have become vulnerable, and that is a reason why philosophers avoid it. Okay, it's not about fears of nothingness. Okay, ये गलत है. ये nothingness, what is that nothingness? It's not included. Okay, if you have a look at this, vast philosophers have not included sleep in their works because they view it as irrelevant to intellectual discussion. But why is it irrelevant? This is not answering the question why. Enhances creative thinking is not at all given. Okay, nahi Sia, no master class. Chaliye, let's go to the last question from this. What can be reasonably inferred about the author's opinion on philosophical works, including sleep? Only inferior philosophical works include sleep. Even the most revered philosophical texts are not immune to inducing sleep. Guys, he clearly says now that even he has fallen asleep. Okay, he clearly says that even I have fallen asleep. अगर आप यहाँ पे देखोगे, we read this line. Okay, even when reading this person, very, very, one of the most monumental philosophical treatises, he's fallen asleep. Okay, so that is why the answer for that question is 2. That was a direct answer. That even he has fallen asleep reading such a monumental work, that even he has fallen asleep. So answer option over here is 2. Okay, chaliye. We'll take a break from RC. Okay, we'll come back to RCs later. Let's try out a couple of VA questions first. Come on, guys. First VA question on your screen. Odd one out. Try your hands at this. You have to tell me which sentence is not a part of it. Okay, Murli, the sleep has become contagious, is it? Chaliye, come on. Now up on your toes, guys. I know the philosophy passage can put anyone up to sleep. Try this out now. Come on, you have to tell me quickly, guys. I'm just going to give you about 2 minutes per question now. चलिए थोड़ा सा पेस बढ़ाते हैं. You have to tell me which sentence is the odd one out. Come on, everyone. By the way, guys, how did you celebrate the Independence Day? Do you have celebrations in your building, apartment, locality, मोहल्ले में? Flag hoisting करते हो आप सब? Okay, you have to tell me the odd one out here. 2. Chaliye, neuroscientists have just begun studying exercise's impact within our brain cells. Even there, in the roots of our biology, they found signs of the body's influence on mind. Now, this talks about exercise's impact on the brain cell, body's influence on the mind. It turns out that moving our muscles, so moving our muscles is exercise, produces proteins, okay, that travels through the bloodstream into the brain where they play pivotal roles. It's easy to forget that we are born movers. Again, moving or movement talks about the need for exercise. It's only in the past few years that neuroscientists have begun to describe these factors and how they work. And okay, so these factors, okay, which factors are you talking about? So now if you have a look at this, guys, acha, there's a confusion between 2 and 4. So let me reveal the answer, guys. The answer to this question is 4. And Mudli, you are right. Let's see why. See, guys, अगर हम इसको arrange करने की कोशिश करें, तो see, it basically talks about, first, that it talks about neuroscientists have just begun studying the exercise's impact within our brain cells. Okay, then they have found, now who is this they? These they could be neuroscientists. Body's influence on the mind again means exercise or body's influence on the mind. Okay, moving our muscles produces proteins that travel through the bloodstream, get into the brain, where they play pivotal roles in the mechanisms of our highest thought process. Okay. It's only in the past few years that neuroscientists have begun to describe these factors and how they work. So these factors basically refer to the factors ki matlab how they play a pivotal role, how they enter into the bloodstream, what is the exercise's impact on our brain cells. If you understand the topic also, 4 says, in today's technology-driven plasma-screened world, it's easy to forget that we are born movers because we've engineered movement right out of our lives. ये बोल रहा है कि we do not move, which could be a part of this article that we should move. Okay, it's important. But if you understand the theme, the remaining 4 sentences, okay, the remaining 4 sentences basically talk about how important or biologically how important. It's basically from the perspective of neuroscience or biology and exactly what impact exercise has on our mind or brain. 4 does not talk about that. 4 says that we don't move any longer. That could be a subject later on कि ठीक है हम लोग हिलते नहीं, हम लोग एक्सरसाइज नहीं करते, करना चाहिए, ये अच्छा है, वो अच्छा है. But it's not from the perspective of neuroscience. It's not from the perspective of biology. It's not from the perspective of exercise's impact on our brain or mind. Okay, so that is why, guys, the answer option over here is 4. Got it? Yes? Yes. Yes, that the Independence Day का flag hoisting के time पे जो वो लड्डू, that is iconic. I think all of us remember that, especially, in our school days, that वो लड्डू was really iconic. And all of us used to wait for that laddu. Yes. Nostalgia. Chaliye, let's go to the next one. You have to tell me the order now. Para jumble. Come on. Come on, guys. Come on, everyone. True, Ritik. I know that. I was just remembering those days and I was just talking to my, my nephew about it and all of that. And we were just telling them, how we used to be really excited to get up in the morning and watch the Prime Minister's address or, go to school and we'd be like immaculately dressed, in whites and completely cleaned, like crisp white clothes, and then we would go there and there would be a march past and there would be a flag hoisting and then the laddu, and then we would come back and it would be the rest of the day would be an off. So very, very yeah, as you said, वो दिन भी क्या दिन थे. Yeah, iconic laddu. Yes. And even, like my dad always made it a point that be it Republic Day or be it Independence Day, we were supposed to get up early and, watch if Republic Day, watch the parade and, all the jhanki and the parade And Independence Day also, make sure that, we get up on time and we listen to the address. And these are very good habits. I think, like, I don't know if children today are doing it or not, but they should. Come on. Chaliye, okay, let's come back to this. So if you look at first one, these collections presented by top designers set the trends for the next season. Celebrities and fashion enthusiasts flock to these shows, so this also cannot be your opener, making it an exciting and glamorous event. New York Fashion Week draws global attention each year with its bold and creative designs. This can be your opener. The influence of the week, which week? You're talking about the New York Fashion Week. So over here, yeah. So over here, the opener is definitely 3. Correct. The influence of the week extends far beyond the runway, shaping fashion trends worldwide. Okay, now let's come to this. Now, let's link these nouns, pronouns. Okay, these collections. Where can you link these collections with? Guys, these collections are the designs, right? So won't it be 3-1? These collections, which collection are you talking about? You're talking about these designs. So 3 and 1 will definitely have to come together. Okay, 3 and 1 definitely will come together. Okay, celebrities and fashion enthusiasts flock to these shows, making it an exciting and glamorous event. See, till now they are only talking about the runway. They are only talking about the show, the fashion week, the collection, the show. Then comes 4, which says it is even beyond the runway. It is not just about the runway or the show, it is also beyond that. Okay, so that is why the answer option over here will be 3-1-2-4. Okay, I'll repeat this again. These collections refer to the designs, the clothes, the collections. So 3 and 1 का एक link हो जाएगा. 3, 1 and 2 talks about the shows, the event, the runway, the event. 4 talks about far beyond the runway. It's talking about further, implications. Okay, so that is why the order is 3-1-2-4. Chaliye, next question. Come on. Sentence placement. You will have to tell me where should the sentence be placed in this paragraph. Laddu ke chakkar mein. Yeah. Come on, guys. लड्डू के चक्कर में इस क्वेश्चन में आपको लड्डू मिल गया. चलो नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन. Come on, guys. Okay, you want to go with 2. At times, individuals find themselves pursuing goals that are more reflective of others' judgments. That's so true, right? We might do something that others want us to do or that others expect us to do. Okay, a single man in possession of a good fortune must be in want of a wife. The complexities of human relationships often revolve around societal expectations, and these norms can shape people's desires and actions. This pursuit, which pursuit? Pursuing goals that are more reflective of others' judgment. Very easy, simple language clue. This pursuit, which pursuit? Pursuing goals that are more reflective of others' judgments. So it should come in the place of 2. So your answer option over here will be 2. Wonderful. Very good, guys. बहुत अच्छे. Chaliye, let's go to the next one. Come on, everyone. Again, you have to identify the odd one out. Chalo. Which sentence is not a part of the para? We are surprisingly unskilled when it comes to communicating with others. I would call this odd one out more like the last one out. Okay, which is a pattern that we've been seeing in the last few years. Focus on it as a last one out. Okay, guys, see, if you look at this, this says we are unskilled. We choose our words without thought, we talk more than we need to, we listen poorly. So this is more like a solution, right? If you are arranging it in the order, this is more like the last one or the solution. Plus this says goals and dreams. Now what are our goals? What are our dreams? Okay, how should we orchestrate our speech? So maybe this is a part of the same article, but a different para which is offering this solution. Correct. So the answer option over here will be 2. Okay, chaliye, next one. Again, para jumble. Come on, get this right, guys. This is an easy one. Chalo. Come on, guys. The Tale of Two Cities. A very, very famous novel. Has anybody read it? It's a great novel, guys. It's a masterpiece. You should read it. I think you would have gone with 3 as the opener, right, Sia? No, Neelu and everyone, guys, if you've gone with 3 as the opener, you're wrong. Opens with this famous line. Which famous line? So 2, 3, 4, and then in the end. Okay, no, you have to be very, very careful, guys. How can you make this mistake? My students making this mistake. No. And generally these quotations, they generally come in the beginning. But anyway, beginning or end, but anyway, guys, this line, which line? 2 wala line. So 2, 3, 4, and then in the end, the novel. 4 and 1 describes the plot of the novel. So this is like the starting or the theme, and then in the end. 2 is the opener. 2, 3, 4, 1. This line, which line? Okay, which is stated in 2. Chaliye, next one. Come on. Sentence placement. But Neelu, this was easy. You should just, read. This is a silly mistake, guys. Try and avoid this. Come on. Next one. Okay, but see, every PJ will give you a learning ki why you're not getting it. It's mainly either there are 2 reasons. Either you're not taking care of the language clues, जैसे इस question में, और logical relations आप नहीं बिठा पा रहे हो. So language clues, I think, my observation of all of you over time is that you're not focusing mainly on the language clues. Okay. He over here refers to Winston. He begins to question. Begins to question goes with the idea of rebellion. Correct. So that is why the answer option, it should fit here. Okay, so that's why your answer option would be 1. 1. Okay, hello Rahul. Welcome to the session. Big fan of you too. आज क्या बनाया आपने? What was that weird combination that you cooked up today? Okay. Yeah, initially take all the time that you need, get the accuracy. Okay, come on guys, let's go to the next question. Chaliye. Summary. Come on everyone. No, till you get accurate, he means till you get the accuracy, spend all the time that you need, focus on all the aspects, focus on all the areas. Like this line you would have missed out because maybe you didn't give it the required time that it requires, that it needs. Murli will be standing here next year in my place. Murli has become a pro now. Dipped rasgulla in green tea. My God, Rahul. What are you up to these days? Everything going good, Rahul? Okay, Sia says 2. Guys, go through the elimination method. One, 3, 2. सभी आंसर दे दिया आपने. Guys, the answer option is 1. Okay, let's have a look at it. अगर आप 2 देखोगे, the development of human brains over time is directly tied to the use of tools and language. ठीक है, आपने बोला use of tools से development हो गया. No, it began with using tools, hunting and developing language, brain size, complexity increased. ठीक है, आपने tools mention कर दिया, hunting in groups क्यों नहीं mention किया? So this is incomplete. This is a distortion. As humans evolved, brain development became focused on creativity and abstract thinking, leaving behind, we've not left behind them. The modern human brain is a result of evolutionary growth, with the prefrontal cortex expanding to handle complex tasks, while early hominins relied on basic survival strategies. Okay, now see, if you have a look at this, okay, this basically is a result of evolutionary growth, with the prefrontal cortex expanding to handle. See, the prefrontal cortex has expanded, but it says the prefrontal cortex expanding to handle complex tasks. That's again a distortion. यहाँ पे मीनिंग चेंज हो गया, आपने 2 पॉइंट्स को ऐसे रिलेट करके यहाँ पे प्रेजेंट कर दिया है, which is wrong. So correct, the answer option is 1. Okay, that's really good, Rahul. By the way, those who don't know, Rahul was my student, I think 3 years back, 2 years back, I guess, 2.5 years back, when I was, before I'd taken a short break. So when I was teaching somewhere else, so he was one of my regular students, and it seems it feels really nice when, you guys drop in sometimes just to say hi. So that's really good, Rahul. Chaliye. Okay. Chaliye guys, next question, come on. Okay, if you are taking the benefits here, you will need the certificate. Let me know your details, मतलब क्या specific problem है, I'll help you out. आप एक बार मेरे को Telegram पे भेज दो. Yeah, you need the non-creamy layered वाला OBC वाला certificate. No updates, Rahul. I don't know what, like, personally, like, where they are studying right now. I don't have no idea. But would love to hear from them as well. Okay, hi Anand. So see, that's a good score. Okay, you have to move to the next bracket slowly. You have to see why is that. Either accuracy नहीं आ रहा है और attempts कम है. So you have to analyze it accordingly. So if you're getting good accuracy, then you can probably try to increase your number of attempts a little. Or if it's because accuracy is not, then you're attempting too much and you're attracting negative marking, then try and reduce your attempts a little and see if your overall score improves. So these two strategies you have to try out. Okay. Okay, guys. So let's have a look at this question. This question was basically about global warming and how it's increasing the water level. The sea levels are rising. Okay, it's basically about how it has expanded the volume of sea water. Okay, that is the connection. Okay, so that's why the answer option over here is 3. The storm Harvey is one of the, this is basically irrelevant data. This is not the essence of the text. Global warming does not breed storms but makes them more destructive. It predicts potential increase in atmospheric moisture content, cannot predict the scale. So it's not about the scale of the damage. The main point that is that it has expanded the sea water, that is not there. That this is the main idea. Okay, and this option is the only option which does justice to this. यहाँ पे बोल रहा है it is naive to think, okay, that it is wrong to think Harvey was destructive. Again, Harvey is not the main point. That's just given as an example. Okay. So that's why the answer option is 3. He's doing good. He's doing good. Thank you so much for asking. Okay. Okay, Anand, that's good. Okay, if you've identified the area, you focus on the other areas. It's okay. But you can still improve. मतलब RCs पे ज़्यादा focus करो, sentence placement पे focus करो. Okay. Right, guys. Okay, before we continue, guys, let me remind you of happy hour. ये अभी 1 PM से 7 PM तक happy hour था. I think कुछ ही minute बाकी है, 40 minutes or so. If you subscribe to the Cat and Umaid Super Pack, you can get Amazon vouchers up to 20,000 rupees. Okay, so please make sure कि आप लोग जल्दी से subscribe करो. Okay, right, guys. So one more RC passage left to discuss. चलिए उसको complete कर लेते हैं. I will explain the RC passage to you. Okay, so this was the passage basically. This basically, it had a very basic, or it had a very simple idea. The simple idea basically was that our human bodies have adapted. ठीक है, natural selection बोल लो आप, evolution बोल लो, it has adapted, but it is not crafted to perfection, it crafts survival. And it gives you a lot of examples to show. For example, our skeletal system. ओके, इट सेज कि हमारा स्केलेटन सिस्टम बाइपेडलिज्म को सपोर्ट करने के लिए डेवलप हुआ है या रीशेप हुआ था, बट द रिजल्ट इज दैट इट हैज बिकम नाउ प्रोन टू इंजरी. सो बिकॉज ऑफ द सर्वाइवल इंस्टिंक्ट और बिकॉज ऑफ द एवोल्यूशन, हमारे बॉडी को चेंजेस, इट हैड टू अडेप्ट. But because of these adaptations, there were a lot of imperfections also which came about in our body. It was just that it worked well enough for survival. We were able to survive during that time. Okay, and that is what evolution demanded. Okay. Now, then it talks about, even our brains have their own set of limitations. Ultimately, the study basically talks about that it is not, our bodies and minds are not the pinnacle of biological design. It's not perfect. Okay, it's not perfect. It is just made in such a way that it has prioritized short-term survival over long-term efficiency. Okay, this is the key. Yes, yeah, let's take this up as the last passage. Okay, so based on the passage, which of the following scenarios would the author most likely agree with? I'll just quickly explain this. A scientist discovers that a previously flawed human trait was a deliberate evolutionary design to protect against potential back injuries. A new medical study shows that advancement in technology have eliminated the evolutionary pressures. Cognitive biases leading to irrational decision making were useful for survival. Okay, the answer option over here is 3. ये बता रहा है कि there have been some biases or imperfections and that was mainly done for purpose of survival. So that was the entire key of the passage कि जितने भी adaptations आए हैं, जितने भी changes आए हैं, they are mainly done for the purpose of survival. Our bodies are not the pinnacle of biological evolution. No, they are not perfect. It is mainly built in such a way that we can focus on short-term survival. Which of the following if statements, if true, would strengthen the author's argument? Humans' flaws are the result of evolutionary compromises. Human flaws or errors or imperfections are the result of evolutionary compromises. Many human anatomical features are more efficient and effective. Traits which were beneficial to early human survival are now contributing to modern health issues. Human evolution has followed a linear progression towards perfection. Humans have evolved significantly faster than other species. Okay, so guys, the answer option over here is 2. ये 2 बता रहा है कि अभी हमारे अंदर फ्लॉज है, जैसे हेल्थ इश्यूज हो रहे हैं, ऑटो इम्यून डिसऑर्डर्स हो रहे हैं, बेसिकली क्योंकि हमने एवोल्यूशन और सर्वाइवल के लिए कॉम्प्रोमाइजेस किए थे. So that's why the answer option over here would be 2. Why does the author mention that the human skeletal system originated from a 4-legged ancestor? Human evolution has created an optimal structure. Guys, it's not optimal. Clearly बोल रहा है कि back injury वगैरह हो रहा है, तो optimal कहाँ से हो गया? Is poorly adapted for bipedalism due to its evolutionary history. Natural selection has eliminated all inefficiencies. No, it says we have become inefficient. Back injury, हमारी back weak हो चुकी है. So it is not the most effective form. It says we are poorly adapted for it and that is why we are suffering so many injuries. So answer option again here would be 2. Okay, let's take this up as the last question. Author's perspective of natural selection. It is not creating the most efficient trait. Natural selection prioritizes survival. Yes, short-term survival, not long-term efficiency. Biological perfection is the goal. No. It only creates flaws. Again, wrong. Environmental pressure, irrelevant. So answer option over here would be 2. Okay, wonderful guys. Let's stop here for the analysis. Okay, I think it was a great session. Let me remind all of you guys that now I will see you all tomorrow at 8 p.m. It's a free webinar and this is very important because I'm sure all of you are going through low confidence. So you would want to know how you can build that momentum before the CAT examination. It's called Conquer IIM. Conquer IIM, Ritik. Okay, that's the new crash batch. Tuesdays and Thursdays 7 p.m. I meet you for VARC. That's called Conquer IIM. Okay, right. So guys, this is a free webinar on Zoom. Saturday, kal 8 baje. Okay, I want all of you to register for it. You will find the link in the description box below. And I will see you all tomorrow then at 8 p.m. Okay. नहीं, आज 7 बजे मेरी तो क्लास नहीं है. Okay, my class now for you is tomorrow at 8 p.m. Okay, this will be on Zoom. Okay, you can just register for it. जो Tuesday and Thursday मैंने Conquer IIM की बात करी, that is a paid class. वो जो हमारे paid crash course batches की है, that's a batch class on the app. Okay, done. ये वेबिनार जूम पे होगा, ये फ्री है, ये 8 बजे होगा कल सैटरडे को. आपको बस रजिस्टर करना है. ओके, सो उसके लिए आप लोग जल्दी से रजिस्टर करो. ओके, डन गाइस. टुडे इज द लास्ट डे फॉर आवर सेल, so do capitalize on it and see you in our courses. Thank you so much everyone for joining in and I will see you all tomorrow at 8 p.m. Thank you so much everyone. Bye bye, take care. Once again, happy Independence Day and I hope आपकी प्रिपरेशन अच्छे से चले एंड कोई कॉन्फिडेंस इश्यूज है, कोई प्रॉब्लम्स है, कल हम उसको डिस्कस करेंगे. इट्स मोर लाइक एन आस्क मी एनीथिंग सेशन, सो प्लीज बी अ पार्ट ऑफ इट. ओके, थैंक यू सो मच एवरीवन. टेक केयर. बाय बाय.